Fellow traders, John with Tactical Trading here with YouTube's first and longest running show dedicated to the OTC markets, and that's Otc Saturday. Thank you so much for being here. We had a short week last week in the markets. We observed Good Friday yesterday, and tomorrow we'll be observing Resurrection Sunday tomorrow. I hope everyone that celebrates this most important event in human history has a blessed day, and we are going to get into some trading. First stock we are going to be talking about is ETEK. This one closed at 0.0037, up almost 20% on the day on Friday. Has had a good run of it over the last few days on 126 million in volume. As we can see the chart here, this thing kind of bottomed out right around 15. It's quadruple bottomed almost on that over the last over the last probably 4 or 5 months, and has had a pretty strong run, as you can see as we zoom back into the 3-month chart here. You can see some of these wicks on these drops all the way down to trips 1, trips 2. You're not going to catch that stuff. Very few traders who had orders already in may have caught a few there, but I would say the bulk of the volume is right here between probably about 17 and 25. We are getting more volume in. You can see the last 5 days we've had some significant volume, lower volume on the red day, which is a good sign. These guys have a merger candidate, or not a merger candidate, but a merger possibly coming in. And let's take a look here. And you can see Insider Financial talking about these guys. Quite a few other traders talking about the company. If you look here, and this is Emergentech LLC, and this is the company that will be is handling this shell. Word to ETEK shareholders, it's going to be okay. It's 100% normal for buyers to have last-minute commitment issues arising at the least opportune times. You are not being kept in the dark because something is wrong. NUGN had the same situation right before we closed the deal. These are the same guys that did do the merger with NUGN. We will be touching on that one very shortly. But being as such, I really like this one. This is one we talked about actually not on YouTube, but on Twitter. The other day we actually got in late day, right around between 29 and 31. Yeah, about a 30 average, and actually I held this over the weekend. I do think this has an opportunity to run into next week. Really like this one. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to have any pullbacks before the merger comes into play, but I mean that's definitely a distinct possibility. But if you take a look here, there's really not much as far as resistance once we break this 40 area. Looks like we got some room to run here. You can even take a look at the year chart and 52, 53. It looks like an area of resistance from back in late October, and after that the high is 80. So there's a lot of volume coming in. This one just has the right goods, in my opinion. This has the right recipe to possibly tap that penny if it breaks that 80 area over the next couple of weeks. If we do get merger news, I do suspect this thing going to about a penny. So really like this one, ETEK, one of my favorites going into next week. And do forgive me, I'm a little stuffed up and beat up. I've been outside all day, and the wind has been absolutely brutal. And here we got NUGN. This is the same guys that are controlling the ETEK. Now, I see some people on Twitter talking about it's going to have the same run. Now, keep in mind, it may have the same type of run, but ETEK is not going to run to 15 cents like NUGN did. The share structure, they have about 5 times less shares, almost 7 times less shares. So, but even if this thing ran to 15 cents, it has even 7 times the shares and has a similar run. You're talking 2 to 3 cents with ETEK. That's still a 10 bagger, 8 to 10 bagger from where we're at now. So but these guys had their merger I think it was late last week. Let's see here. NUGN launches next generation premium entertainment with subsidiary BOXO Productions. So they did have a good merger. Let's take a look here at the chart. Then you can see, I mean, this thing was to start the year, this thing was all the way down at a penny and ran all the way up to 15 cents. So whoever had the foresight to get this one, I did not trade this one at all, but whoever had the foresight to trade this one really made out like a bandit. And I don't even know if this thing's done yet. So we could pull back to the 3-month and you can see, especially over the last week, I mean, this thing was a little over 5 cents, 5.79, and just almost tripled in that amount of time. Bear with me 1 second. Had to shoot down a little water there. And I really like NUGN. I like ETEK a little better. That it hasn't had its run yet, but I don't know if this one's done yet. So, but I wanted to bring it in just to show you that you know, this company they did produce a good merger here for this one. They're saying that they're going to have a similar merger for ETEK. So, you know, in my opinion, why not? Next stock is one we've talked about several times on this channel. That's APTY. We are looking, this one closed at 0.0119. We are actually waiting on this Sparrow stablecoin to be released to broader markets, and that should be happening towards the end of the year or end of the month. So we only got a couple weeks left before I would imagine this happens. Then later in the year we have Verifunder coming out as well too. This is one I think has a chance to really run. If you take a look at the chart here, we'll kind of zoom back to the year chart here, and I don't know why I'm stuttering right now, but you can see we're at kind of a little bit of a resistance point here at about the 120, 130 area. I do expect to break that in the coming days. Just like ETEK was popping off that 38. Once that breaks through, the more times that hits that 38 area and breaks through, the more powerful the breakout's going to be. Just like APTY, the more time this thing pops at 1 1/4, or, you know, penny and a quarter, and just penny and a quarter, break a little through, you know, and it gets pushed back down. The minute this thing breaks through with a little bit of authority and volume, this one's going to run. So really like APTY. I mean, this is one I really have no qualms. One of the very few I have no qualms about holding a little bit longer term in the OTC. Next stock we're going to talk about is VIZC. This is one I closed at 0.001, down 16, almost 17% on 152 million in volume. Not great day, but it had a nice pop earlier in the week. If you look at the 3-month chart, I mean, you can see this thing was trading right around 10 and popped all the way up to, where did this thing, what was the high on this thing? 21, something of that nature. Yeah, right around 21. So there was a double, and this was on a fake. Now, I don't know if this filing is fake or not. I'm pretty sure this filing was fake. Once I heard that there was a possibility that the filing was fake, I cut my position for right around break even. And I think I made a small profit on it, but I cut it for right around break even just because I don't like to play with uncertainty. When we do find out that this one may have a merger, this one can fly. It's got a really good share structure if we take a look. But again, I don't want to mess with anything. You know, there's too many good plays out here to be messing with anything that possibly could have a fake filing or people messing around with it. But you can see it has 2.5 billion shares in the unrestricted, so it's got a nice share structure. This is something that this was actually rumored to be merging with Weather.io a while back last year, and nothing really has happened, but now they went pink current. They've gotten their filings in, and who knows? This is something I definitely want you to keep on your radar in case a merger does happen, because as you can see, when some news comes into this one does get some volume, and when it gets some volume, it can move. So keep this on your radar, because at 0.001, I mean, this is a really good. I'm not gonna say this is a buy, but this is a great area to be into something, because you know it goes to 20, goes to 30, you got a double or triple, and quite frankly, these lower dubs plays, they have the propensity to do that on the slightest bit of news. So keep VIZC on your radar, and this is something you definitely want to watch going forward. A couple others I want to take a look at. KATX, Cat Exploration. This one closed at 0.0053. Definitely like this one. Low volume, almost 10 million in volume. Nothing major. But I do like the chart. I do like the fact that Karen Courier is involved with this. This one could be a merger play coming up rather shortly. And you can see us kind of consolidating right around that 50, 52, 53 area. Ran all the way up to almost, 77, 78. So this one also can move. So it's got about 1.6 billion on the float. So this is definitely one you want to keep an eye on. Another Karen Courier play. In fact, I'm going to show you all three that I like from Karen that she's dealing with right now. And the next one is, ILST. I can't type right now. I'm having a bad day. ILST closed at 0.0085, only on about 11 million in volume. Take a look at the chart. It looks awful similar over the last couple weeks here, kind of consolidating around this 85 area. Any news with this one is gonna, this one's definitely gonna bust a penny and a half in my opinion if we get any news. So definitely like ILST. And another one that I believe she's involved in is NGCG. And you can see this one's right around the same price as ILST at 0.0083. This one had significantly less volume, but the chart again, this one's consolidating right around the 80s, mid 70s to the low 80 area. So, all three of these are plays you want to keep on your radar. Plays that if any news comes in, these ones are, in my opinion, easy doubles. Again, if we get any news now, of course. These are plays that we don't have to really talk about, but I definitely want to bring them up. DUTV, just to check up on this one. We did get the merger news for the one company from Gelswick, and this one has been kind of trading sideways, 0.013. This ran all the way up to 160. And you can see had its pullback, but it's kind of stair-stepping its way up. This is still one I like a lot. So definitely keep your eye on DUTV. This is one that I am not afraid to hold long on the OTC, along with CYBL, CyberLux Corporation. This one closed just a shade under 2 pennies on about 19 million in volume. So, we don't have to get too much into this one. Another one is INTK. We like INTK. We all know we like INTK. This one actually in a really good buy area, right around 3 pennies, lower volume. So, if we get any of this overseas news, I think this one can really test these 5 highs. So at 3 cents, I think this thing's an absolute steal. And then FERN Corporation as well too. One that I really like at 0.0133. They had some news last week. And you can see, this thing had a run from a sub penny all the way up to about 1.7 and is now pulled back. We had a first green day on Thursday. As you can look, they provided a shareholder update and their 2022 roadmap. So I do implore you to go take a look at that. They had that out earlier in the week. I believe it was Wednesday. So no pop, no movement on that at all. So that news just went undiscovered in my opinion. It was really nothing extraordinary or anything like that, but it just shows this is a sound company. They're not putting out BS PRs just to pump the stock. These guys have a plan. They have a roadmap. So I would implore you to take a look at that. This is still one of my favorite plays, and that's FERN Corporation. Now, as we all know, risk comes with every investment. But in my opinion, on the OTC, the rewards are definitely worth the risks, especially if you have a system in place to protect yourself. That's really all I got for you today. As always, remember, this is a business. It should be treated as such. Devise a plan with strict rules. Always stick to those rules. Always be open to learning and improving your skill set. Use mistakes as an opportunity to grow and only rely on your own skills and judgment when entering and exiting a trade. Most importantly, be a professional. And as always, let's get that money, traders.